Welcome to the week of Watch Your Language. That goes for what comes out of your mouth and also what is going on inside your head. There are so many reasons we need to watch what we say. And when I talk about bad language or potty mouth or whatever like that, I'm not talking about the regular four-letter words or whatever that we get our mouths washed out with soap when we're children or when we're young adults, teenagers. I'm talking about the language that can harm us in the path that we're trying to get to, in the reality that we're wanting to create. Okay? So there are a number of words, phrases, and feelings that I want to go over, and this is all written out in the language chart that's also in this week. So you can pull that up if you can look at it on another screen at the same time, or you can reference it and go back to it and take a look at it. So first, in the first chart, we see a number of words or phrases that are just not useful. They're things that we hear and say all the time. It just is almost second nature. It's natural in our communities, in our country. So the first one, and by the way, as we get into doing more self-hypnosis, and if you ever work with a guide, a hypnotherapist, these are going to be some things that you're going to get busted with if you use them. The first one is can't. I can't. So in the chart, let me back up. In the chart, the way I've put it in is I have a column with the unuseful words or phrases, and then I'm going to give short examples and what this does at a subconscious level. That's the why. Why isn't it useful to use these words? Why are you going to get busted? Why are they on the naughty list? And then some other options that might be more useful or helpful for you on your journey to become or uncover the person that you want to be. Okay, so starting with can't. How many times have you come up against the feeling, or it's come out of your mouth, I can't, when especially in regards to moving towards your goals or becoming who you want to be? But also in smaller instances, when somebody reaches out to you and asks you to buy Girl Scout cookies or babysit or volunteer for something. They're asking something of your time or money, and you say, sorry, I can't. That's a lie. But is it? So it doesn't feel like a lie if your schedule is booked, or if you literally don't have any money in your bank account. Maybe you're at a zero balance and you literally can't because you don't have the money. Usually that's not the case though. Usually it's not that you can't, it's that you won't, or you don't want to. You don't want to delegate that time or money for that thing. So really, that's the answer. The more helpful way is to be honest and integrity and say, no, thank you. That's not where I want to spend my time right now. I have other commitments. You don't even have to explain. My sister, one of my sisters, she's still trying to get me working on getting me to hear this, is that no is a full sentence. Just no. You don't have to give any reasons. But that is better in your brain than saying you can't. Why? Because at a subconscious level, when you say you can't, it stops. It blocks a process of maybe finding a way that you can. So if let's use hypnosis, since that's what we're working on. So you're wanting to get into the quantum field. You're wanting to relax and learn how to meditate and learn how to hear your inner voice. But you say, I sit down still and I turn on the music and I just can't get there. At a subconscious level, you've just blocked yourself. You just told yourself You can't. So why look for a solution? Does that make sense? Okay. Kind of the same thing with shouldn'ts or the I don't knows. There's a whole list of them, and I'm not going to get into every single one because I've spelled it out pretty clearly in the chart. And if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments and we'll discuss them there. But just quickly, the shouldn't. If you're talking about the past, oh, I shouldn't have done that. That's a lie. What if we're talking about right and wrong? What if you stole a piece of candy from the store? I shouldn't have done that. It's not helpful in your head, in your mind. It's not helpful to say you shouldn't because it causes feelings of shame. Obviously, you should have because you did it. Not that doesn't make it right or wrong. It just means the fact is that you did it. So saying should have instead of shouldn't gives you a way to look at, why did I do it? I stole a piece of candy when I was 4. Maybe I should have done it when I was 4 because that gave me the lesson and how it felt to have to go get in trouble and pay for it and feel that guilt then, so that I didn't have a problem when I was a teenager or an adult stealing. Who knows? There could be numerous reasons, but we always do the things we do for a reason, right? Even if it doesn't feel good, it's not helpful, we did it for a reason because maybe you didn't know any better, or maybe you weren't strong enough to stand in your integrity. Whatever the reason, it doesn't matter, but saying I shouldn't have isn't helpful. Instead, try I did it. It is what it is. Why did I? And this is why. Something like that. Does that make sense? Now, in the future or present, saying I should kind of gets you that rebellious streak. And so you don't want to do it. There's a part of you says, oh, should I? And you want to have that conflict, that cognitive dissonance. Instead of saying, oh, I really should do that, instead, give yourself more helpful reasons why, and let it be about choice. We always want choice. So in going through these in the chart, I want you to remember those two things. We want to develop or prime our brain for ways of forward movement, ways to figure things out so we can progress. So we want to always keep the road open for new learning, more progression. And also, we want choice. We want to be able to feel like we have control of our own life. So being able to say, I choose to do this or I choose not to do this is going to be more helpful than, oh, I'm sorry, I can't, or I don't know. And I don't know is a big one. Oh my gosh, I still fall into I don't know and the trying. These are not helpful because, again, just like the can't, it blocks your brain from moving forward and finding a way. We want to keep the road open, and we want to have the ability, the power to choose. Remember, responsibility, with responsibility comes power. So when you choose to take responsibility of what you can and can't do and what you are willing to find and what you want, it's going to empower you and help you move forward faster. All right, take a look at that chart and let me know if you have any questions. Have fun with it, and then bring in that piece of awareness along with gentle acceptance and see how many times a day you have some of these trigger words that you can possibly start to replace with something more helpful. All right, have fun with it.